Okay, this ain't the answer. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? This. If you want to really do something, I provide a greater, more radical opportunity. It doesn't put you on Front Street because they'll deny that you are even a threat. They'll just disregard you. And you won't interfere with the results of the spirit scan. Now, in my opinion, these kids who are doing this are being controlled by exterior motivation due to the infiltration, right? That I've covered in my other videos. Because what they're doing is a moment of finality, okay? They're going to go do this. They're going to make a change. They're going to make a statement. But then afterwards it involves their life is gone. They're either going to prison or they're going to die. Now my challenge is be more radical. Live to fight another day. Learn to fight on the astroscape. Learn to be a threat that they won't admit that they see you as a threat while you're doing things that those that they have zombified can't see you do, but you know and they know that you are doing them. Then you're a real threat. Then you're really accomplishing something. Plus, you get to graduate to the next timeline to opt up to the real world. And you defeat them. You don't martyr anybody, so you don't opt up anybody that doesn't deserve to get opt up. You see? You have to be careful in your radical movement not to get yourself time looped via debt, accruation. You accrue debt to this mechanism. They're trying to trick you into accruing a debt and not even accomplishing anything. Now this kid is gone. She's screwed. This is always going to be over her shoulder, on her back. She could have called me, came and spent some time with me. She could have learned to play guitar. She could have learned how to astral project. Really astral project, not like these fake people that are doing it online and, they're making it a way of life. She could have learned all about this mechanism so that she can know how to combat them. Right? And then she could be making a difference. She could even recruit other people of her age. But instead, you have this. And it's just a suicide ticket. Instead of a suicide ticket, you take them out instead. That's my challenge. It's been waiting. And I know, but they contact you and, well, no, they have to be viable subjects. Will they, does it mean enough to them to apply a way of life to it? Or were they just looking for a way out because, well, they're lazy or whatever? They just want a way to go ahead and end it and stop. I'm not looking for somebody like that. I'm looking for somebody that really wants to make a difference, really wants to motivate change and work with the other timelines to protect them from this timeline, because this is the temporary timeline that gets undone. Terrorism in this timeline is never the answer. You should instead make real predictions that sound like somebody just spouting out some crazy stuff. Then those predictions come true because, well, you did have the authority to pull it off. Now, for me to give somebody the ability to do that where they have that authority, don't you think I'm going to be very careful? I'm going to sift through thousands if necessary. Yeah. I'm not hard up for company and, I play it all, but it's not really like that. Sometimes it's just to see, hey, would somebody develop a softness in their heart? And then this generation of hard hearts. This is part of this hard-heartedness. You're one person. You're going to make a difference with that, with a gun. For real? When I can give you the ability to make millions of guns tie up in knots from the spirit realm, blow up in the faces of those who try to shoot them. They can teach you how from the spirit realm to make their computers work against them, how to spiritually sit forces onto, like mad dogs, onto those who censor the internet, and dick with us who, we should have money so that we can do the works for God and Christ and Lucifer that need to be done here. Well, you have to know how to do that. Well, it's not an end ticket. You still have to live. You come hang out with me, well, I can't support you, so you have to get a part-time job in town here. You gotta be willing to work. You can't be dirty where you expect somebody's gonna clean up after you. I'm not your mama. You clean up after me, shit. Haha, yeah. I'm not tiptoeing around you looking down at your little gadget all the time, or always looking at the internet, always on Facebook and always on Twitter, broadcasting every movement you make. I don't need somebody like that. If you can't be separated from the internet, you cannot meditate. If you can't turn the Wi-Fi off and turn your phone off and take the battery out so that them signals ain't coming through, you can't ever have temple. And if you can't have temple, how you going to escape your body to go out there and be a real warrior against them? You ain't going to do it from within this avatar. Understand this. They have this avatar locked down. But they don't have your spirit locked down, and they don't want you to understand that you have a spirit. They have CERN lying, saying that there's no afterlife. CERN lies about Satan. Oh, Satan needs us to open a portal. No, he doesn't. Please. Stop falling for this martyr yourself mentality. Okay? You're supposed to be a strategic soldier here. There's spiritual power available that they don't want you to know about. It's not always instantaneous when you fire off. So if you don't have patience, well then, oh wow, it didn't work. Yes, it did. Understand that 10 years here is only 15 minutes real time. Okay? If you waited 8 years for victory, you didn't even wait 15 minutes. I teach you how to fire off. It's happening. Move on to the next target. Your authority's going to handle that. It's already behind you. If they dare poke their head up and make you turn around at them and you fire off again, they're really screwed. Right? They might do some horrendous shit that, will mark them as a monster the rest of their life. To the whole world. Yeah. Because, well, the brain parasite problem is real. They want this finality. They want you to give up. This right here, you gonna go be a lone wolf terrorist, is giving up. There's nothing they can teach you in the schools anymore except for to be a zombie slave clone. The only opportunities that I see that are unique and viable are what I provide. for me to grow it to where I'm going to have more than one person in class, I have to get that one person that's going to be like my apprentice that I can trust. And so far, the candidates that I have in the stack, I'm apprehensive about bringing any of them here. Okay? So the opportunity is still there to put yourself in the running. Because I am for real looking for an apprentice to pass this on to. But will you be trustworthy with it? I have to see that. Are you lazy? Well, you're not going to do the positive frequency resonance things that need to be done. You have to sift litters for kitties. You have to feed homeless kitties. You got to try and feed homeless animals. You got to try and do things to create positive frequency resonance in the entities that you interact with. You know, their brainwaves generate positive frequency resonance. That's what gives God, Christ, and Lucifer their supernatural power here. And that's what gives you and me our supernatural power to fire off at them from the astroscape. You understand? We're surrounded by energy, power, and spiritual forces, armies that hate them, want to help us. They wait for orders and activation. And so far, I've been the only commanding officer here. Because, well, if you think that Satan is still here running around in this mechanism, you don't know that he got took away before Christ was crucified, then you really don't have no authority, because you're firing off at Satan instead of at the artificial intelligence that controls everybody here that has influence, money, or power. It's just a fact. If they were not controlled by it, I would have a full bank account. My ministry would be funded. I'd have a ranch. I would own this house right here, since it seems to be a hub that, you know, the kiddies get attracted to the old couple in this house. And there's no other kiddie ministry out here. There's nothing for them. And we need their positive frequency resonance for supernatural ability. You know, the Illuminati hates it. When you heal somebody, they hate it because, well, you just took money out of their pocket. They're not going to buy no more pharmaceuticals. They're not going to be a lifelong healthcare patient buying brick-in-a-box insurance that doesn't provide any coverage. You see? When you heal somebody, you destroy their agenda. Lucifer's coming back here to rule the world impersonating Christ, and he will heal everybody that's sick when he gets here. That's our job, to make sure he can do that by causing a mass generation of positive frequency resonance. We may do that through comedy or something like that. See, that's why the person I'm looking for must be multi-talented. Be able to project different images. We have to go in disguise in places sometimes. Yeah. You can't be ready to do something stupid that is complete insanity because you see the news riddled with past history of people who have done the same thing and they have not accomplished anything with that laying down of their life. You weren't called here to lay down your life for them. Just lay it down, let them kill you on the field. All right? You're supposed to be harmless as doves, but wise as serpents. They're the serpents. But here you have to have the appearance of you're as harmless as a dove. You're not so harmless to a maggot now, are you? Do you have a military mentality? Don't you want to stomp out some maggots?